Hey everyone, I'm Arlette, and I would like to welcome you to the complaint department. This is where all the complaints begin and end, and I am sitting here with my homegirl.
Hey, Donita Michelle, what's good, Arlette? What's good?
Girl, you tell them what's good, okay? Tell them how we got here. Let them know how we got here, because girl.
First of all, everybody was late.
All of us.
The whole crew. Even
Okay.
when he goes to bed late. But I think the funniest part is getting in the place.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who the hell we was.
Nobody knew where we was and how we was going to get in. And then it just keep getting better.
Somebody got the down on somebody.
Crickets. You know what? It was a good time. You know how
She
sometimes
ratted the man out, basically.
I pretty much did. You know how you get a parking ticket and you take out that PDA card and you be like, look, and they be like, no, that was me tonight without the PDA card.
And all for nothing, because we got it anyway. See that? We didn't even need it. See that? Now, first complaint. And here he goes right now.
Okay, yeah, right. Look, Waldo. He is at the door.
We like him, though.
Yeah, right. We're here. We are here, and we are doing this podcast tonight on the I was about to say the Arlette Morning Show, because I do have an Arlette Morning Show as well. But we are here at the complaint department where the complaints begin and start. And I'm going to start with Ms Donita here. We were talking about the debate.
Oh, gosh. Did anybody else see that? First of all, before I even watched the debate, I felt it necessary that I had to absolutely take a course.
On what? The debate?
I had to take a course on dementia. Because that was the only way I was going to be able to understand what the hell Biden was talking about.
Girl, he came out the gate. Out the gate. I didn't even know what he said the first sentence. Because I was like, is he mumbling? I didn't know what he was saying. And then they said he had a head cold. So I'm trying to figure out where the hell the head cold came from.
The head cold kept his mouth open.
Okay. And I don't know where he was looking at. Where was he looking at?
Biden was in the camera like...
Where was he at? This is the complaint department, y'all. This is what we do here. This is where the complaints come. So if you're not happy with it, we're not sure what to say. But where was Biden at? But enough about Biden. What about the other person on the stage?
I think the thing that surprised me most about the debate was the fact that there was no studio audience, which was something different.
Yeah, it was something different. It was the whole thing was different.
Yeah, it was different.
The whole thing, because when Trump came out, do you notice he never even shaked Biden's hand?
I wouldn't have shook his hand either.
What, if you was Trump?
Creepy Biden? I would have shook
I'm
his hand.
done. Not creepy Biden. Not creepy Biden.
They not friends,
yes.
though. This is no listen.
Yeah.
They not friends.
Yeah, let's not try to.
Trump is a New Yorker.
He's a straight up New Yorker, and he's still angry over the election.
Well,
so
first of all, you heard what he said, right? And
what
this
did he
was
say?
classic to me,
What
because
did
he
he say?
said, "I wouldn't be here if you wasn't a lousy president."
Oh my God! From the gate, he started with the insults, because I wrote it right here. I made a list, and you could see my Trump side has so much going on in it, and then when you go on my Biden side, it's like little things here, because I just couldn't even understand, because he had been at Camp David all week, right, practicing, rehearsing. So I want to know what exactly, where was he practicing and rehearsing? And did they not show him anything about how to work your face during that time? Because I think they lost that part of the conversation on how to work his face.
I don't even think he knew he was at the debate. To be honest with you, did you see what he was looking like? He just looked like he was lost.
He looked lost.
Confused.
Yes.
And I was embarrassed.
I was shocked. I was shocked and hurt for him, but at the same time, I felt like he put himself in that situation because he could have let another candidate run for the Democratic Party. I feel like they both had their own personal agenda.
Yeah.
I think Trump was coming back to try to bring back what he lost the last time. And I think Biden just wanted to win Trump again a second time and wanted to be a second term president. But I don't believe he considered the people. That's just my opinion. I don't believe Biden considered the country, because at his age, he really should have think twice.
I believe he stopped considering the country every time Zelensky came and he gave him a check for $6 billion.
Hello. Talk about that.
That's the problem I had.
Somebody talk about that.
I mean, everybody, people are hurting. People, they're not working. People losing their homes, their jobs.
Girl, you go to the supermarket a year or two ago, you was able to buy $150 worth of groceries and came out with like 2 or 3 bags. Now you're spending $150, girl. You're lucky if you're coming out with 1 bag that you prepaid for.
Exactly.
Okay, you paying for a plastic bag, or you want to be cheap and pay for the paper bag. By the time you get to your car, the handle fell off. So it's like, what are you doing? What's going on here, people? What's going on?
But the fact that he's so far outside, so removed from the everyday man and woman, I just don't understand. Like, all the complaints, eggs is $10 a carton. That's
girl,
ridiculous.
Somebody say something.
But what I enjoyed most about the debate is the fact that Trump had me bugging out because he kept saying the stuff he was saying to him. Like, it was some stuff.
He was just saying antagonizing things. You know, like, you're the worst president. Just digs. The digs.
I mean, I had to agree with him on that because I feel as though he is a really bad president. I mean, somebody go get Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, somebody, because he's like Nancy Pelosi, somebody. And I don't even like the ones that I just named.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that you can't look at your own country and you see that people are actually hurting, and you can actually write checks. Not one time, not two, like 3, 4
everything
times to this country.
Yeah.
What about the people that are already here? And then the borders are open. We're protecting the border.
And then, and it's so amazing. It's like all of a sudden now the borders are being shut down. It's like, so now when you had already left 18,000 in a day, now you saying, oh, we allowed 1,800. How about we just slow it down and shut it down for a while until we get what's here under control before we keep piling it on top. And that's where the problem. One thing that I'm going to say that Trump said and was the Social Security thing for me. He said allowing so many people, and mind you, I am a migrant as well because I came here from Haiti. So I have no malice towards anyone that's finding safe haven in a different country. I'm here for that. But this is a different type of migration.
Yeah, it's different.
You know, the migration that my family did in the 70s, it was like my aunt came up, her husband came up, they slept on the couch for a couple of months, and then eventually they got their own place, and we worked together as a community to get them to where they need to be at. It wasn't an over fluctuation of 20,000 people coming in, and it's like, where do we put all of them? So back to the Social Security comment that I made is, one of the things he said that we're not going to have any Social Security left. I agreed with that because we're budgeted for a certain amount. And now we're budgeted for 20,000 and now you done put 60,000. So now you're going to take the 40,000 and try to skim it and spread it out as thin as you possibly can. And then you wonder why you have 20 people living in a household. You wonder why people are charging the e-bikes in their house. You see all of this is going on. Everything that's going on right now with the migrant situation, living in New York City, we all see it.
Right.
You know, we have a different view of it. You know, we're not just seeing that, oh my God, the migrants are taking over the hotels. No, drive in New York City. If you look, they need to do a traffic quarter of New York City 5 years ago as opposed to right now and see the change that has happened.
Well, New York is a sanctuary city, and you have to thank some of the leadership that's been in New York City to allow it to happen. I'm not sure mayor right now. What's his name? Abbott, Adams, Crooked, Adams, whatever. Did I say crooked out loud? Yes, I did. I I mean, he's allowing all these migrants to come into the city. Mm-hmm. And I know someone who works at one of the shelters, and they literally, I mean, this is just testimony he gave to me. They literally get $2,280 every 2 weeks. That doesn't include housing, doesn't include food stamps. And when you look on the street, you see veterans on the street. You wonder, like, what's wrong?
What's going on here?
So I was all on board when Trump said, yeah, I would rather have been sitting in one of my resorts than to be having to deal with being convicted, charged with, having to run back and forth to court for some nonsense. Mm-hmm. I would just sit at home, but I got to be here because you are destroying this country. And you can say whatever you want to say about America, but people are here in America. This is probably one of the greatest countries on earth because it wasn't people who trying to come here. And you got so many opportunities here, so you understand why people want to come here. But I don't understand why more people aren't really, paying attention to what's really going on, but they're so involved with everything else that's going on. But instead of worrying about these things, impact your resources. They impact your educational resources. Oh my goodness! Healthcare resources.
It impacts the school system
greatly.
It impacts because you have a classroom, a general classroom in New York City and Brooklyn. Generally, there's 24 students, anywhere between 24 to 26 students. Now you're talking about a fluctuation of 30 students in a classroom with one teacher and maybe a para. Where is that fair to whomever is in that classroom? Whether it's the students, whether it's the teacher, whether it's the para, whether it's the principal, whether it's the guidance counselor. It's not fair to any of them. And then also, you've got these kids coming in. Like I said, I am from Haiti, so I came here with a language barrier. So I know what it is not to speak a language. So now you have these kids that's coming here who don't speak the language, don't know the culture. And then you have these kids who are already here, who's already on top of each other. Now you're going to put this person in the classroom that is now totally clueless. And now the students are the ones that's helping this other student out. Where is the fairness in that?
That's a very good question. And there is no fairness in it, but I think that people need to really, really, the next time they vote, they need to really pay attention to what policies and procedures that people put in place to impact their community and their families instead of voting based on their emotions. Mm-hmm. Black folks, and I love my peoples, I sure do, we have a habit of voting based on our emotions.
We do.
He said he don't like us. He said he like, I don't care. Is the money coming in right? Mm-hmm. Can I buy stuff overseas and don't cost me too much money? Can I get eggs at $4 a carton instead of $10? These are the things that matter to me.
And
when I go over and I try to find out if Trump's a racist, well, everybody is to some degree, some kind of racism somewhere. All I'm saying is, underneath this president, all I know is I got records, I got receipts, and if you ain't got the receipt, the purchase didn't happen. He co-wrote 2 crime bills that locked up more black folks than any other president I know. And he didn't want his kids going to school with black folks. He clearly, verbally said that. So that, to me, is racist.
It is. That it is.
And that's old Biden, new Biden, or whoever this Biden is right now.
Selfish Biden. And here at the complaint department, we're not here to support any candidate. We are very neutral here. We are just speaking on topics that affect us, and that's why it's called the complaint department. We come here and we voice our opinions on things that I think other people are also thinking of and don't have a platform to speak on it. And if you do have a platform and you're not speaking on the election, then there's a problem. Because this election affects all of us. Your local elections is what's really, really, really important that a lot of people do not participate in. If you do not participate in your local elections, all the things that she just mentions about policies, those things will not change because they start in your local election. Your mayor, Congress, just your local politicians, school board, your judges, all of these things come through us. And if we don't make a change, that's why we always feel like we're getting the short end of the stick, and just to look at that whole election, for me, it brought me back to Nancy Reagan and Ronald Reagan's situation when you look at Joe Biden and Joe Biden, because she's basically carrying him when you look at it. If anyone watched the election to the debate to the very end, she literally escorted him off the stage, holding him, and you could see other people coming around him. So to me, I don't know what picture that sends to the rest of the world. To me, it shows us as a very weak nation that we would sit there and allow that to happen and not step in and say, we need to put somebody else in to represent the Democratic Party.
Shame on her for letting them pumping her husband around like he's a feeble old man. He got to dig out. I'm sorry.
He has to go, but she's encouraging it because I remember right before election was starting, and I believe she was on The View, and she was saying on The View that, hey, everybody get prepared for election to revote my husband back in. So she's encouraging the puppeteering that's going around. She ain't stopping it. She's right there holding his hand as she is coming off the stage. And if that wind that came by the other day with that storm, if Biden was outside, he would be no longer. And I'm not here for either one of them because Trump was sitting out there spewing a whole bunch of lies, so, but the fact that Biden came out so feeble, all the focus was on Biden. It wasn't even on anything Trump was saying. Biden overpowered everything.
I actually listened to a lot of things that Trump was saying, but he wasn't really talking about anything other than the fact that this is a terrible president. But I just want to record by saying the same thing. Left wing, right wing, it's all the same bird to me because you would need both of those wings of that bird to fly this train wreck of a shit we got going on right now. Because there's too much going on. You cannot have overcrowded schools. You cannot have messed up water. You cannot have the communities the way they are without the help of both parties.
Exactly.
So when you vote, and now you can't just vote all the way down. Black folks, some folks will just vote, I'm voting Democrat all the way down. No, because guess what? Evil exists on both sides.
On both sides.
The Republican, Democrat, it comes in all different shades, colors, sizes, and sexes. You got to really know who you're voting for. And it's all about their belief system. What do they believe? I'm back in the corner.
They are. And that was part of, and we're going to touch on this real quickly because this is a really sensitive topic. Abortion. That was something that was brought up on the debate, and Trump spewed lies about how RV Road was being handled, that everybody voted for that. No, RV Road was something that has been in place for over 50 years, and he came in and changed that. Not over 50 years, but it's been there for a very long time. And Trump is the one that elected those judges that came and changed that. So now he's spewing lies saying that, I've spoken to all these cities and everybody's going to make their own choices. That's not happening. There is still desert areas where women are not able to get abortions. And one of the things that he was saying, long-term abortions, people having abortions after birth. I've never heard of that.
Oh, they do have those. Though.
They do that. That's horrible. If that's happening, that's absolutely horrible.
That allow abortion to happen up until the 9th month. And
that's insane.
The thing that Trump said was it was something that was always supposed to be pushed back onto the states. It is a state issue. It should be dealt at the state level because each state has a preference for whatever they want to do, and give the choice back to the people because that's where it's supposed to go back to the people. But the thing that interests me the most about this whole abortion issue, because a lot of people who always are like, women's right to choose, women's right to choose, it's always the people that are already born. But nobody ever thinks about the poor kid. I'm just having a hard time understanding that we're actually having an argument about whether or not to kill a baby. Let's hold that thought right there. We're having an argument about whether or not to kill a baby. That's what this ultimately is about. Now, if you don't want to have babies, protect yourself. Period, point blank. And I understand things happen. I get it. There might be emergency, whatever. But at the end of the day, you should not be having sex unless it's protected. If you don't want to have no babies, because guess what happens when you have sex? You could get pregnant. And it's not the baby's fault. And they always say a woman's right to choose. But if you look statistically, and you see where abortion clinics are located, they are located predominantly in black and brown communities. Yeah. So when they scream at you, these politicians, they say they're on our side, Democrats, when they scream at you, a woman's right to choose, what they really saying is you got a right to choose to do. Why is it they want to make sure you get the abortion and not over there across town? I'm going to go to private I'm just saying.
We just saying, pro-choice is your choice. I believe in pro-choice. I believe you should have a right to do whatever you chose to do. I just believe in everything in life, it comes with limitations. As a person, I think that is a moral choice to make it upon yourself to know, hey, this has went too far. You should know as a woman that, what, before this becomes an issue, then I need to take care of it. Because when a woman chose to go either way, it's an emotional journey. Whatever decision you make, and whatever decision you make is a journey that lives with you forever. So when it comes to the right to choose, it should not be a government choice. It should be a conversation between that individual, their doctor, and their partner. And that doctor should be able to say to that woman, yeah, hey, you're 26 weeks, we can't do this.
That's why I got pushed down to the stage.
And if you, as a woman, chose to live in denial, that's on you. Because you know what you're doing is morally wrong to turn around and 9, 10, 15, 20, 30 weeks is climbing on you, and then now you want to make that decision. You should not be mad at anyone besides yourself, because you could feel that person moving inside of you. And once, as a woman, you feel movement, your mind changes. Your process changes. So it's a very emotional journey. And I think just the ugly stigma that's been put on it lately so much is confusing for a lot of young women. I think they need to talk about the abortion rights in a more soft, comfortable way, so younger women will understand, like, this is not a bad thing if you do this, or you have to go through this person, or you have to do that. It's your choice to choose, and everybody should be able to have a safe place for it. It shouldn't be a bunch of, and I'm not racist by any means, but a bunch of old white men screaming at the top of their lungs for you to do when they don't have a uterus. That's just my opinion on the whole, abortion thing that with the debate the last few days.
If you look at the number one killer of black people, it's not the police, it's not cancer, it's not diabetes, it's abortion. It's facts, it's abortion. And it's the new genocide. So they stop killing us because they know you're going to do it. That's why they make sure that those clinics in your neighborhood. I mean, just think about it. If you knew what actually happens after the abortion, what happens to the fetus? Nobody ever asked that question.
Yeah, what happens?
Nobody asked that question.
Honestly, I've never thought of it. What does happen?
In any event, I'm back in the corner frying plantains. I'm just saying, 'cause you can't. This is a touchy subject.
It's a very touchy subject.
When you start looking at those leaders who start pointing out those things that are touchy, those touchy subjects, when nobody else is pointing out those touchy subjects, you start saying, okay, why is he saying that? Why they want to keep him quiet? Why are they always trying to censor him? What is they so worried about him telling? I remember I watched a program once. It was a talk show. It was Sandra Bullock, and it was I'm gonna scratch that. I just watched the talk show, and on the talk show, the lady had face cream, and they asked her, "Tell her what's in the tell her what's in the cream. Tell her what's in the cream," and she said it was baby's foreskin.
Oh,
and I thought, they just had something just lying around or something. What would they get that from? I'm asking for a coworker.
Oh,
I've said enough.
Yeah, you've said enough. And we're gonna leave that right there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that right there.
So that was part of our take on that part of the debate, and I don't know where to go from there.
You better want to take that one out.
Yeah, I don't want a little voice in my face.
Oh,
so we're gonna leave that alone. Okay. All right. So this is what you get at the complaint department, okay? Yeah. That's why we call it the complaint department. The complaint department in the evening. All right, you're gonna get a little bit of everything here. Whether you asked for it or you didn't ask for it, but you're gonna get it here, okay? But on another topic here, we're gonna go ahead and leave the election right here, because I felt like we don't need to get any more into that because we buried it. I'm gonna drop the mic. All right, we buried it. We dug the hole, and now I'm about to order the tombstone because my homegirl over here was like, "There you go. We needed that." All right.
I mean, just
yeah.
do your research.
Do your research.